The Buffalo Bills took a loss to the Atlanta Falcons yesterday, 24-14. We're going to give our thoughts on that and ask, should the Buffalo Bills be looking to trade for Jakobi Meyers from the Las Vegas Raiders, and the Chicago Bears get a game-winning field goal win over the Washington Commanders? Did the Chicago Bears solve their rushing issues, though? And before we end the show, we got to talk about the next head coaching prospect for the Tennessee Titans, Mike McCarthy or Matt Nagy. Y'all know we going to talk about it, break it all down, but you got to hear the music first.
Welcome to your number one spot for all NFL news and content, NFL Central.
What's going on, football fans? Welcome back into another episode of NFL Central, your number one spot for everything NFL. I'm your host here, Bobby, joined by Steve-O. So if y'all tuned in, love talking this football talk, man, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. Steve-O, what up, though? Feel
What's
good this
good?
day, huh?
Coffee tastes good than a motherfucker right
I'm
now.
real. It doesn't taste nothing different today. But hey, let's kick this thing off. Start about talking about the Buffalo Bills and the Atlanta Falcons in a Monday night doubleheader that took place on ESPN. The Buffalo Bills only scored 14 points, while the Atlanta Falcons put up 24. They was blitzing all night, and the Buffalo Bills could not stop that run game from Bijan Robinson. 19 carries, 170 yards on the ground, with Michael Penix putting up 250 yards and a touchdown. What was your initial thoughts on this Buffalo Bills loss to the Atlanta Falcons?
Bro. For one, we got to call out the elephant in the room. The perimeter injuries that the Bills had is a big reason why that run game was the way it was. Bijan had, 150 in the first quarter?
Yeah, it was
Just,
nuts.
just couldn't stop the run at all. And then, like you said, like I said, when you lose two pillars like that on the edge like that, it can demoralize your whole defense to the way it's looking. And yeah, quite frankly, that's what it was. You couldn't get no pressure. People was back there sitting pretty. And then once the offensive coordinator over there realized they can't stop us on the run, we the more physical team. That's what they did. They kept running the ball, and the momentum swung. And then you seen on the other side, Josh and the rest of the team try to pick up where the defense at, but also the defense did leave some points out there. Shaq Thompson, or whatever his name, Shaq, dropped the pick. Some other stuff, they left a lot of plays on the field for a team of their caliber. So it's still credit to Bijan and the Falcons, but to me, this was more of the Bills just injuries and losing on them on their own, because the O-line didn't play a good game. Defense didn't play a good game in total. Josh Allen tried to play hero ball and try to get people back in the game, doing fucking 20-yard flicks down the field, almost getting intercepted and shit. I think he finished with 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. Just not efficient. 15 for 26. If you can make Josh Allen inefficient, he pretty much gonna lose the game every single time.
Yeah, especially with I think that the Buffalo Bills, bro, they need a lot of help on that offensive side. Maybe it's a weapon, maybe it's two, but they definitely need that, and they definitely need to get some guys back on the defensive side of the ball. So, but we're gonna talk about that soon. Steve-O, it's a hell of a it's a great day for the Atlanta Falcons when you can pass 32 times and rush 32 times. 50-50. Complete balance, and then 250 yards in the air and 210 yards on the ground. That is crazy.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, a lot of the times you ain't winning no football games like that. And if you are the victor, a lot of the times you will be winning the game if you are able to be physical like that. We love the passing aspect of the game, but we always say you can't win football games without running that rock. I think that's what people starting to realize now, especially with the adjustments that's coming from defensive coordinators on how a lot of teams want the run motion, run checks, and air out the ball. You still cannot negate the running game. So big shout out to the Atlanta Falcons, and shout out to head coach Raheem Morris for being ready on defense, bro. They was bringing the heat all night long, bro. They was doing their thing, and they even sacked Josh Allen 4 times on the game. So I think that was huge for them. For the Buffalo Bills, bro, It's a lot of injuries, but I'm looking at the offensive side of the ball. Keon Coleman, up until this point, has been a huge disappointment for a guy that was expected to take a big leap in year two. It's still kind of early in the season, but he needs to get this thing rolling because the way that Deion Dawkins was talking about him this offseason prior to the start of the season, we thought that we was going to be seeing a better version of
A
Keon
number
Coleman.
one.
He only had 3 receptions for 11 yards. And I'm not trying to take
Six
shots.
targets.
Yeah, bro. I'm not trying to take shots at Joshua Palmer and Khalil Shakir because I think they good threes and fours to a wide receiver group. You know what I'm saying? You need Keon Coleman to go out there and be the absolute dog and be the draft selection that you drafted him to be. He needs to be better than that. And they got to figure out ways to get him involved to where he can break open some of these games because you ain't gonna be able to do much if you don't have a wide receiver that can stretch the field. And it's more than just having speed to do that. The guy got to go up and be able to make plays too.
Yeah. And I also feel like they kind of got past happy anyway because they was running the ball a fairly good amount, especially with James Cook. I think he averaged 5 yards a carry.
Yep, 5.1.
Yeah, 87 yards or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. So I think the only difference is they kind of should just look what the team on the other side was doing. They was running by committee. I mean, Tyler Algier wasn't getting crazy numbers, but like he did against our team. Like he beats up the defense, so Brian and the rest of the core can go out there and do what they got to do. But the problem is they use Penix in certain situations to run.
Yeah,
They damn near use Josh as the third running back.
pretty much.
Got a third running back. So I think that's the difference. If they just made it more of a point to run the ball, they could have controlled this game a little bit more.
I agree with you.
I think once that pick happened, they got fries on them. Like, yeah, we gotta get the touchdown. We got to pass.
Yeah, you can't. A lot of the times, you see head coaches and players start to press, and then you see the coaches that typically have those comeback victories or those opportunities to give yourself a win. They chill a little bit. They say we still in this. They don't press when you know it's just the start of the third quarter or something like that. They
Mhm.
still understand that our possessions are now limited, but we're not out of this game, so we're not gonna press. We're still gonna do what we do, and we're gonna see what happens, one possession at a time type of mindset, which is useful for a lot of coaches and teams. So,
Mhm.
but talking about pass catches for the Buffalo Bills, we talked about Chris Olave being a potential option, and we thought that that'd be something that'd help him. I seen something coming from Bleacher Report that suggested that the Buffalo Bills try to take a flyer on wide receiver Jakobi Meyers with the Las Vegas Raiders. And keep in mind that Jakobi Meyers did request a trade before the start of the season. Steve-O, do you think Jakobi Meyers will be good enough for the Buffalo Bills?
Yeah. I mean, if you could get him and you could get another actual X, then yeah. If he's like your third or fourth rotation guy, cool. But you kind of got some third and fourth rotation guys in Josh and Palmer, and then the other guy, number 10.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that's my thing. Like, is it the trade? That trade can have is probably the more reasonable and easier trade to go down because it ain't gonna take much. And like you said, you already want out. They're not in the winning situation, so I don't think that's a hard trade to complete. But is it a trade that's gonna change anything just by itself alone? No.
Okay. I think that's fair. Turn your camera off and turn it back on, bro. Your shit a little fuzzy.
All right,
But
man.
I think that when you talk about Jakobi Meyers, bro, I think that he could be an additional help. But to your point, you still need Keon Coleman to step up. And what about these tight ends? You know what I'm saying? I know
Dawson
Dalton
Knox.
Kincaid, he was out, but you still got Dawson Knox, only one reception for 19 yards in yesterday's loss, and it's just not good enough. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
they're gonna have to figure it out. And I'm with you. You gotta be able to lean on your other running backs. Yeah, James Cook is like that, really. But I need Josh Allen to put the cape on in just certain situations, not being the second running back. You know what I'm saying?
That's
He
what Ty
needs to be
Johnson there for.
exactly. You got to be able to spread the wealth a little bit more. So we'll see with that. But hey, let us know your thoughts on that Buffalo Bills game, y'all. And now we switch over to the Chicago Bears, who got a victory over the Washington Commanders with a game winning field goal to end the game 25-24 over the Washington Commanders. Steve-O, that game, It had a lot of people on edge, including myself. I ended that night with a headache. But what was your thoughts on that Bears Washington Commanders game?
This team has been notorious for snatching the hands of winning out the jaws of defeat so many times that it's just good to have these certain situations where either you had it won or you got to go win the game and we go do it. In the past few years, that's not been it's always been something dumb that happens, or you see it like, yeah, I don't think we finna get it done. I just feel Fluke's finna do some stupid shit, or our quarterback gonna do some dumb shit, or this online ain't gonna hold up, or this defense gonna bend, but they gonna break right now. Like that's usually what it is. In the last 3 weeks, they've shown us they could win blowing your ass out, and they could win by 1 point in a dogfight. And quite frankly, though, these are the type of wins. These are, if you play football, these are the wins that you want. These are more important than 30-point blowouts. These are more
Yeah.
important than anything because it shows you not only that, if you pay attention to what our head coach said, just imagine what we could do if we cut down on them damn penalties. Like I've said last night, we could have had 30, 35, 40 fucking points if we really wanted to. But it's the fact of, regardless of the fact, most teams that shoot themselves in the foot kill themselves. We
Mhm.
ain't been killing ourselves, and like in the past regime, we've been patching up that room, sucking it up, pause, and going to work and going to get the W. And that's what I've been wanting, and that's what that shows me signs of a culture shift.
For sure, and I agree with you. For as far as the Chicago Bears, it definitely shows that there's a culture shift going on right now, and it's not complete. I said that there's bricks that are being laid down in the foundation, and you know what I'm saying, you want to continue to lay those bricks down. And I'm agree with you when you say that sometimes you want to go ahead and see if you can figure out how to win some of these close games in a dogfight, simply because if the Chicago Bears was just simply blowing teams out, they might be smelling themselves a little bit too much, as our grandmas used to say. You know what I'm saying? And I think that wins like this keep you on your toes to understand that you still have ways and things that you need to fix and correct.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that Ben Johnson is not, you know what I'm saying, just going rah, rah, rah and not acknowledging that. He's acknowledging that they got to still clean up on stuff, and wins like that keep you on your heels. And for the Washington Commanders, hey, they played a hell of a game to fight back and claw in that when things with all them damn turnovers and stuff like that. But when it really mattered, they ultimately, Jaden Daniels, he ultimately, you know what I'm saying, cost his team that game simply. And he
Yep.
acknowledged that. That's what you got to
Can't,
respect out of him. He was
can't
like,
throw the damn ball into the running back's stomach. You can't do it.
yeah, and I respect Jaden Daniels for giving, you know what I'm saying, taking that and blaming that loss on himself simply because, and not saying it was raining, it was wet. He said, no, I'm not blaming no elements. I got to be better. That's what you want to hear out of a young quarterback. A lot of people want to put the young quarterbacks against each other, and that's just for all fun and shit. I'm not mad at that. But let's allow these young guys to grow because they only in year two, for sure. So
Yeah,
we'll
like
see.
coming like if you feel, no Washington fan should feel no type of way, especially with the body language, everything. Like it's not too many people I can see throw an interception, it be their fault, and they smiling 2 seconds after it happened.
Facts.
Like most people like, the fuck is he smiling? Like that's
Right.
actually a very good thing. Like
Yeah.
most quarterbacks get down on themselves by that, especially when it's clearly their fault. It was a late ball. He shouldn't have threw it at that time. It was on Jaden. And just like, yeah, he couldn't blame the elements because it was strictly you wasn't paying attention. You just threw the ball into the goddamn running back chest instead of giving it to him. So they had nothing to do with the elements. You gotta take that. And he did everything. Like Jaden been doing this since Arizona State. So I'm not shocked. He's always been humbled, and he always gonna take it on the chin, regardless if it's his fault or not. God damn. Well, you know where that goddamn that damn coffee still lingering and that bitch still hot. That motherfucker's burning the side of my motherfucking mouth.
But hey, that boy crazy. But the biggest thing coming into this game was the Chicago Bears establishing a run. And Last night, the Chicago Bears racked up 145 yards on the ground with DeAndre Swift leading the way with 108. And then you had Kyle Monangai get involved with 19 yards, DJ Moore with 10, Roshan Johnson with 6. My question is, do you feel like the Chicago Bears solved their rushing issues, or do you need to see a little bit more?
Not necessarily. I still think it's some personnel things that we could work on. Like, still, even then, like, not even personnel is part of it, but play calling is a part of it as well.
Agreed.
Today, like, it was clear that the run game was the star of the show. And it was just times where, like, I think Caleb finished with 29 passes. If we're running the ball like that, and I think DeAndre only finished with 19 carries or something like that.
14 carries.
14 carries. That's a 30 carry game. Not necessarily all 30 go to him. Between DJ and Kyle Monangai, it should be 30 carries. And it should be around 20 to 23 passes with Caleb. That's my only critique about it. When you see the running game is working, stop trying to fuck the analytics. Go run the ball, because that's what's working. There's so many times where, yeah, Caleb got to make those throws, but you put Caleb in unnecessary situations because you got him doing bootlegs when we could just hand the fucking ball off.
Facts.
Fumble snaps that he had to get because it's 4th and 1 and you don't want to run the ball in the center. You trying to do a shotgun snap into your running back. Stop doing that. You need 1 yard, so get under center. And for a guy to be so much fucking analytics, you should see the analytics for under center with us. It's very high.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's because the total yesterday they ran 27 times. If you take away the 4 rushes that Caleb Williams had, it'd be 23 times that they rushed the ball with the running backs or somebody else not named Caleb Williams. But what should get the Chicago Bears confidence is their offensive line with the new addition in Theo Benedict as a starter. They was moving motherfuckers. And that's why we was harping on the Chicago Bears like, bro, what are you doing? But I also think that they have a formula that they can kind of build on. You let Kyle Monangai get his touches early. And then when it's time to put the game away, you know what I'm saying, and move the ball down the field in a gotta have it moment or scenario, you can let DeAndre Swift eat because those defensive linemen, they're going to be a little bit more worn down. It's hence why we kept saying, give the ball to the damn 7th rounder who is hard to tackle, and he always falling forward.
And get the
Like,
ball to Rojo too. How the
yeah,
hell he get 6 yards and not get the ball again?
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, it has to be running backs by committee, and I think that you got to utilize those guys because to a point to where we was talking about it yesterday, when you put DJ Moore back there, people are gonna be like, "Oh shit, DJ Moore getting the ball." You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can get creative off that and do some play action bootleg stuff, but it's just certain downs and times to where you like, bro, just hand the ball off. It's 1st and 10. We on a 30 coming.
I
You know what I'm
think
saying? Right
so.
off the kickoff,
Yeah.
coming off the kickoff. Let's just go ahead and do what we got to do so we can move this thing forward and move the hell on.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. Me, I want to give it a couple more games to say that it's finally solved, but this is a good start coming out of the bye week, personally.
Facts. Yeah, we ain't notorious for winning after bye week, so I'm gonna take it every time.
For real. But hey, before we get up out of here, we know that the Tennessee Titans, they were fired former head coach now, Brian Callahan from the Tennessee Titans. Steve-O, according to Ian Rappaport, while he was reporting on what transpired and leading up to the firing of Brian Callahan, he threw out a couple names, but the more notable names was Mike McCarthy and Matt Nagy. In your opinion, who will be the better coaching option for Cam Ward and this Tennessee Titans team? Mike McCarthy or Matt Nagy?
I mean, clearly Mike McCarthy, because he just got the experience. He got the quarterback experience. He's taught multiple positions before. He just generally got the most experience. He got a Super Bowl under his belt, playoff games under his belt. So yeah, it makes way more sense. Now, would you want to link your quarterback up with a offensive minded guy? Yeah, and there's more people, but I think there's more people out there you can look at besides Matt Nagy, in my opinion, when it comes to offense.
For sure. I would agree with you. I think if the Tennessee Titans want to make a change at head coach, which they will do, you should go get Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy, 3 straight seasons, 12 wins, in Dallas. He had Cooper Rush 4-1 when Dak Prescott went down. He had Aaron Rodgers, and they look really good up in Green Bay. And the only reason he's not coaching right now is because he was tired of Jerry Jones shit. So that's the only reason he's not coaching right now. And I believe that Mike McCarthy knows how to rally the troops. And I think that when you look at Brian Callahan and what his work was looking like in Tennessee, you don't have a great team, but you don't have an absolutely atrocious team either. You have some players on that defense, you have some players on that offense, and you just couldn't rally those guys. I think if they go get Mike McCarthy this offseason, they'll definitely be probably an 8-win team next season as a step forward to continue to build that thing out.
I mean, yeah, that. But like I said, there's a lot of options I'll be looking at.
Yeah.
There's quite a few coordinators I'll be looking at, defense and offense. Like
I'm
we got
not mad at that.
we got Brian Flores,
Yeah.
Arthur Smith, Cliff Kingsbury. I look
It's
at
actually
him.
Arthur Smith was a name that was thrown out there for the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, I'm even looking at the motherfucking the offensive coordinator for the Giants.
I don't know his name.
Uh,
He doing a good job with Jackson
what's
Dart
his
though.
name? Fuck.
He doing
Just
a good
saw
job
it.
with Jackson Dart. though.
Mike Klaffer or something like that.
Okay.
Klaffer or something like that.
For sure. I ain't mad at that. For sure. We gonna see what's to it though, man. More on the way, y'all. But that is it from us, unless Steve-O got anything else.
Nah. Go Bears.
Hey, y'all already know it feel good when your team win. Hey, this is a place for every football fan to come in and turn up. It's just, hey, when it's our turn, you can't be mad. Let us have our moment, because we gonna celebrate some of y'all moments too for y'all teams. But hey, we appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of NFL Central. Before y'all get up out of here, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell as well, man. We appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all always tune in to this football talk. And y'all already know we're going to catch y'all on the next one for sure.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks